pray. In Jesus' name, amen.
All you where in Roosevelt. It's not easy. Jennifer. On a hill far away stood an old rugged cross, the emblem of suffering and shame. And I love that old cross where the dearest and best for a world of lost sinners was slain. So I'll cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies at last I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown. To the old rugged cross I will ever be true. Its shame and reproach gladly bear. Then he'll call me someday to my home far away, where its glory forever I'll share. And I'll cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies at last I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown.
Yes, the good old rugged cross. And these are the tunes of yesteryear and tunes like Lambert Charles likes to listen to. I myself love this kind of music. Nothing but a good gospel song. Yes, tonight we're going to be talking about with Co-op Baron. I think he won a race last week again. Both he and his father won the races last weekend. So we should be speaking to him as well as the president of the Cycling Association, Mr. Ronald Charles. We will speak to Abby Lawrence about football. I think the FA has a congress this weekend, so we'll be speaking to him. We will have the Vice President of Cricket West Indies, Mr. Azim Basarat, who will join us at 7 o'clock prime time, and we'll talk about the problems in West Indies cricket. We also will be speaking to Mr. Nestor Phillip, who will be telling us about this tip ball competition that's coming up this weekend, I think, with St. Lucia. And we'll speak about the under 19 team. The Windward Islands won today against Jamaica, so they've come third. Stephen Pascal made some runs, a senior fountain as well. And then the Dominica team is going to St. Lucia on Sunday. I think there is a Windward Islands tournament. I have a problem with the structure of the tournament where in the days when I played cricket and even after that, you would play 3-4 games for Dominica and talk about championship run Orlando. But now we're going to be here having a team 3 one-day games and you call that a tournament. And I have an issue with that because how are you going to develop young players by playing? I think the Dominica team goes on Sunday. They play Monday, Tuesday, That's next week, Wednesday. The rest they play Thursday again, and on the weekend you have the finals. I mean, clearly that's a joke. I think they need to do much better than that. I mean, and that is why our cricket is going nowhere when you have things like that happening around Atlanta.
Yes. I think they should be playing more competitive cricket in the region, not only in the region, but in the islands, in the region, in order to improve the cricket generally in the West Indies. You cannot play 4 one-day games and consider a tournament for the Windward Islands.
Yeah.
You go to. Is it because of monetary consideration?
Well, they must tell us. I think they must tell us. We don't know. But the structure has been like that. I mean, before you would have return games, so each team would play each other twice.
Yeah.
But now you have one. Like for instance, I think next week Monday Dominica plays St. Lucia. Tuesday they play St. Vincent. There's a rest day, and then you have a final. That's a joke. I mean, they really need to do something, particularly at a time where our cricket is in total
very challenged.
Shambles now in the Caribbean.
Yes. You remember the days of the Botanical Gardens when you play home and against when Dominica played against St. Vincent.
4-day cricket.
4-day cricket.
Yeah.
Very, very, very important.
Yeah. We have a caller. Hold on. Good evening.
How you all doing?
Very well. Very well.
Run tomorrow, that is the big dinner.
Yes, Lavinia.
Oh, happy birthday, Auntie Rome, darling. Happy advance birthday greeting to you. I hope you enjoy every bit of it with every grand, great grand, and toothman. Enjoy tomorrow when it comes along. I see Venus come back on the limelight, boy.
Who's that?
Serena
Williams?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's playing in a competition. But let's see how well she can do as she goes along because she's in
whether she have the condition now.
And she won a game.
At 45.
All that. I didn't realize that she was all
Anyway, gentlemen, I'm listening. Dominica is going down slowly.
Only now?
I sat down there last night and I looking at Grenada. They have malls in Grenada. Malls. And I looking at Supreme for triumphing, but after I leave politics, it's not what it used to be maybe before. And now in a country, the only country in the Caribbean without a mall. A real mall. Jesus Christ. And all them people are there in government. They're going to Dubai. They're going all countries to shop in nice expensive boutiques and malls and buying Prada and Gucci and fooling them people when they come there to put them to live in a free apartment for free. And they're laughing at them. Have a blessed night.
Thank you. Good night. Good night. We have another caller. Hold on. Good evening.
Hi, good night, Sibo.
Hi, how are you, man?
Fine. Good night, Mr. Lander.
Good night.
Sibo, I'm going to try to send a little hook line. Indirectly sarcastic.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
No, that is so Lander.
All right.
Show Mr. Lander Kool-Aid is VVIP as a fast man in the DFT for his friend because he's a Rosso man or he's a bathroom.
So he Kool-Aid.
Lander, that's concert, yeah. Remember Lander.
Well, he will answer you. He'll answer you.
Lander is the power for Rosso. So that is how it is. Anyway, later, that's why I say good night.
Well, they have a problem with VVIPs, I understand.
Yes.
Oh, hold on, we have another caller. Good evening.
Sibo, good evening, Orlando. Good evening.
How are you? I played a nice song for you. You heard it?
Yes, I'm listening to Orlando tomorrow.
Oh, all right. You're right. That's good.
Yeah,
that's
but Sibo, just before you start your program, I understand Venus coming back to play.
Well, maybe the US Open, which is end of next month. The US Open is coming. Well,
but she's 45, but she's coming back.
Well,
but she's playing a tournament now and she just won a game.
Yes.
Well, people must know when to retire, so that you know that. Sometimes some sports people don't know when. By the way, as we talk about sports, you still there?
Yes, I'm there.
Hulk Hogan, I saw he died today. You know, the big time wrestler. In fact, just before I came here, Hulk Hogan. Yeah, he died today.
Okay.
Yeah, WWE. Remember in the days, he was a star of wrestling. So
yeah, but that Hulk Hogan, so when I used to watch, I didn't used to watch it much, but I used to say that it's fake.
Well, it's more fake now.
Yeah.
You can see it's more fake now.
But I know my favorite sport. Anyway,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll call back if
Okay.
I have to.
No problem.
People, one question I want to ask
Yes,
you
you.
before I start the program. The
Hmm.
people on the board, cricket board, what they get, I want to run a salary or a
Well,
they paid?
what they get now is more than a salary. I can tell you that. It's bigger than what some people get, working people. What they get it now at the end of the
Okay.
month. Yeah, they get that.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Good.
Yeah, but Windward Islands in the competition, Dominica's a very formidable team. They've got 4 first-class players. And I wish that the tournament could be much more competitive.
When you say 4, you see that?
So
Well,
in the senior team,
Jalen, he has played first class for you too. He's on the
Or
team.
5, and even this other guy from
Tyson is there.
Point Michel, the fella from Point Michel also played
Tyron
for Windward.
Fairfield.
Tyron Fairfield played for Windward.
Dominica
So a
supposed to
formidable
win
team.
this tournament.
Yes,
We'll
but
come to-
the only
let's
major
take-
concern is that it's Fontaine.
Well, we'll come to that in a
Fontaine
while.
should be
yeah.
on the team.
Well,
Young Fontaine.
We'll see. We'll discuss that in a while. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes.
Hey, fellas, what's happening?
Bob, what's up?
I want to send condolences to the family of Gary Ed.
Okay.
Gary Ed was a footballer in Dominica, you know.
I know that. He goalkeeper.
He
Yeah.
represented Dominica. He played with him. I remember he played against Suriname that one we were here. But he was a very keen sportsman. And not only that, again, during the DAFA days, when DAFA won football and so on, I mean, we could guarantee contributions from him for helping sports in Dominica. You know, and he was a shrewd businessman. I mean, he picked up from his father. I don't think you all would know about his father. His little father here was Mr. Ed. This man there was a business down in the house. And when you had Nelson Flower, it was Ed.
Okay.
You know, Nelson Flower, all these small bakeries and whatnot and so on. He credited these people because he was the one who had sent him flowers. He was the agent for Nelson Flower. And so Gary continued when the father. I remember when they had the big fire in the church, and it was stopped from him. And I mean, in his sporting days, as sports days when he played football, I mean, he used to call me skipper. You know, he played for Blackburn. I skippered Blackburn when he played, and he was always there to help. You know, he was very, very charitable in that sense. So that I remember he toured with us when Blackburn and Cavaliers joined to St. Lucia. We were guests of the St. Lucia City Council. We went to play football, and he was on the team. He traveled by boat from Dominica to St. Lucia. And I mean, the tour I will never forget. This fellow, what's his name? Biscom. You know, the Biscom was on that team. He was a good footballer too. So that I want to say condolences to his family and whatnot. And I would say that he was one who contributed tremendously towards the development of Dominica. I think he got a Cicero Award, if I'm not mistaken. He was also on the tourist board. I remember when I was Minister of Tourism, he was on the board, and he was always,
Babs, how are you doing, Babs? How are you doing? While I haven't seen you, Babs, how are you doing? How are you doing, Babs? While I haven't seen you.
He was a footballer. He played for Dominica, and I just condolences to his family, his children, and all.
No problem, Babs. I'll join you in that as well. Just want to express condolences to the family of Gary Ed. No problem, Babs. Next caller. Good evening.
Yes, good evening to you and your co-host.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, let me tell you something now. What is wrong with the administrators of West Indies cricket in general, including the Windward Islands? We have a problem with the fellas playing the longer version of the game. And you are telling me in the Windward Islands we have to begin Like taking the example, we are telling you they have 50 over matches instead of at least 2 3 days.
Yeah, that's what will happen in St. next week. Yeah, that's the tournament. They say 4-1 the games and that's it.
But people, that doesn't make sense to me.
Well, yeah, when I saw that, I thought myself, but that's crazy to have a tournament.
That's crazy. People must talk about those things.
Yes.
Those fellas don't go back to the drawing board and go.
Well, that drawing blood does take plenty blows, Every time you hear something now, the drawing blood, but I say bad, but I just find a joke for people to tell me they can sit down now and wait. Next caller, let's take the next caller. Good evening.
Yes, Steve-O, it's me again. I'm waiting for Lander to give me the explanation about
he's going to be on hold there tomorrow with Wadik, so I think that's when you should call and ask him that. He's going to be talking about World Creole Music Festival tomorrow.
Lander, no, I'm waiting for the explanation.
Well, tomorrow, I think he'll give me the explanation.
All right, brother.
He's going to be on with Wadik, so listen to him tomorrow. He'll talk about World Creole Music Festival. Because look, I saw something today where they say the caterers or the people who setting up the VVIP no longer there and all sorts of problems. So I don't know. I hope things work out. Good evening.
Sibo, maybe.
Yes.
Sibo, let me ask you something. I saw you listen to the interview with Carl Hooper.
Yes, I did.
Something I want to ask you after he talked and told what he had to say and so on. I just repeating. There is something he said that caught my attention when he said Sammy will not go or Sammy will not withstood that effect. Does he know something, Sibo? Why
well, if you heard the president of the board, he said people are criticizing Sammy because of where he's from, and he gave Sammy his full backing. So I guess Sammy, based on that, the president, Keisha Shallow, asking, well, you're going to have the vice president with us from 7 o'clock as in Bazarat. So people should call and ask him questions. He's going to be there for at least half an hour with us tonight. So people should call and ask him questions. So
what I found funny was, although he said Sam is responsible for what happened, short, and then he still come back and say, Sam will not resign, he'll not let him go. So I would ask you probably can know something.
Well, I guess they feel that Sammy feels he has the full backing of the president. So that's why.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, and there's another thing with the Windward Islands School Sports competition, which is going to start very soon in St. Vincent. Dominica is going to participate in that competition, and we trust that on their return that we can get a report on SportTrap on how Dominica competed in the particular Windward Islands School Sports competition. In cricket, and I raised that, and Sebastian is going to give a little feedback on that. In terms of Fontaine is showing such good potential. Yes, we've got to work on his technical skills and his mental skills, but so far he's performing very well. It's unfortunate that Pascal is over age and Pascal cannot make the West Indies under-19. But this year, Fontaine will definitely make the under-19 team. He's one of the few players to get a century in the competition, and he's been consistent in getting his runs. So I think that he will make the West Indies team, and he should be on the Dominica team.
Well, we just been joined by Emmanuel Loblack, right in studio. He looked very debonair with long sleeves, like the mighty Sparrow with long sleeve shirt. Lobby, you look very good. Good night, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. How are you all doing now?
Well, everybody's okay. It's nice
I'd like to hear that.
you.
Love to see you all in the flesh, in particular. That's very good.
But as I said, you look very debonair.
Thank you. Later.
It's a long time I haven't seen you looking.
I know. Praise my God. Praise my God. He's the one. Who has.
Without the Lord, we are in
who
trouble.
has every one of us.
No finibat.
No finibat.
Yeah, without the Creator.
But see, there's something I want to say. Before it's something I've said already about the state, the Kentish stand at the back where we had a shot put circle. I know what they had a generator. Today, now athletics is still going on in this country. I'm driving up the Link Road, and I'm seeing that is where they're dumping dirt. This is, to me, it's ridiculous.
So who is dumping it there?
Why don't I see they have so much thing going on? I see a big trailer truck outside, the stadium there.
Well, they're doing some work on the lights, I can tell you. I passed there.
That,
I don't know if you did.
But the problem is this I have, There was this big hula war when Thea won. People came from all rats, all corners. People I never seen, I never saw involved, suddenly like the glory. People want glory here.
By the way, as we talk about fear, we were told last year, August, that August this year we'll have a track that was said to the nation, it was said on Sportsmax that by this time next year, which is this next month, we'll have a track. Up to now, track has started.
But Lobi, can you also update on that?
Well, no, we have a caller. Hold on. Good evening.
Yeah, hi, good evening, Tivo.
Oh, Dr. Fontaine, that's you. Good night. How are you, man? Where are you, Dr. Fontaine? Where are you?
We out there in Good Hope.
Right.
Getting sung by this mission. I don't know, man. All my arms on fire. Right?
So where you are in Good Hope, right?
In Good Hope.
Keeping hope alive.
So tell us what's happening there.
Well, the United Party Team Dominica, we are continuing our series of town hall meeting tonight in Good Hope at the Resource Center. And as normal, we come out in the afternoon to go around the village and meet the people. So we were in Castle earlier, worked our way from Castle, come up to Deepa, Toronto, and now we are in Good Hope, where we will hold meeting starting at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was the interaction today with the people up there?
Well, it's been very good. We've been extremely good. The people are very happy to see us. They feel that, that's what needs to be done at this time, to be out there telling the people what we plan to do as a party for this country. A lot of excitement around the 10 pillars. I was surprised to see the number of people who've heard about the 10 pillars and who are excited about what can happen. Of course, these are agricultural villages, so they are very much interested in our plan for agriculture and revamping the agriculture sector in that village. We had the discussions around in Castle Bruce when we saw the playing field, the condition of the playing field, and people talking about what can be done there, in terms of even having a marina for the village. So just talking about plans, there is a lot of excitement. There is a lot of excitement, in terms of what can be, in this country. And so that's what this is all about, meeting people, talking to them, and asking them for the vote. We are not shy. We are not shy to ask them.
That's very important. Very important.
Yeah, because we believe that we have the better plan to develop this country.
That's long overdue.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So it starts at 7 o'clock. The in-house meeting.
Yes.
And it will be carried after.
Now and then at 7. Yes.
And after 8, it will be live on Q95, right?
We'll be live on Q from 8.
8 o'clock.
Okay. 8 and 9. Yeah.
Okay. Correct. No problem. Why we should be going after 9 because sometimes if you are speaking, I don't think the station can cut you off. So maybe it could go on after 9.
It's possible. We try to fit him within the time slot. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Sure.
Okay. No problem.
All right.
So we'll be listening. No problem.
So Sibo.
Thanks a lot.
We have another caller. Hold on. Let's take the caller. Hold on. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you, lady?
The lady is good.
Right.
And good evening to everybody.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Tibo, especially you. Tibo, you are one that swallowed that big pill, believing at that time you would have something for PLF or whatever.
But if it is said that we're going to have a stadium by August, they have to listen. If the people say that, so what do you want me to do?
You almost worse than Matt, man. Not swallowing everything.
Good night. By the way, good evening to Marlin. Marlin, good night. I hear you say who was chauffeuring you, who giving you creamy. Marlin, good night. But you didn't call them the name at all, though, Marlin. But everybody else was chauffeuring you. But you don't. Hold on, let's see another caller. Good evening.
That was the worst thing Marlin ever said about Ronald.
Yes, he said who was chauffeuring her. Sheridan giving her cream.
I thought I was digging some part, point wrong. They call it up there, so I asked a question. And they tell me that's why they're digging to put the track. I don't know how true it is, so find out.
Well, they're supposed to be. That's why I know it. They say they're going to be. But we were told it would have been ready by August this year. That's why we were told.
I saw some caterpillar there and they had earth movement. But at the time when I passed the last Monday, there was nobody working on the earth movement. And they were just the caterpillars and tractors were there.
Mhm.
So I ask, what going on there? Who have that contract there? They tell me it's insider trading that's going on. There's our family that have all the caterpillar and the tractor that there. That's with that program up there, yeah?
Okay, all right, all
Our
right.
family in cabinet. Our
Okay,
big guy family. Bye-bye.
Okay, we have another caller. Good evening. Good evening. Hello. Next caller. Hello, good evening. Hello. Well, on that note, we'll take our first break.
Yeah, before you take your first break, I just want to make a quick mention. Tomorrow is my mom's 90th birthday, and we wish her a blessed and healthy birthday from all the children.
Well, I wish her too, because not very often people reach that age. I hope. Let's take the last call on that before we take the break. Good evening.
I think your parents falling asleep, the track in Mount Daniel. You see that area where you're going around the house that have that smooth road, that's the track. You're around that.
Okay, thank you, caller. Let's go to the last caller. Last caller. We take a break. Good evening.
What's up, people? Good evening.
Quickly, because we're going to take our first break. Quickly, go on.
Okay, I just wanted to say, there's a lady that died in Salisbury, Seago, a killing for the lady.
Mhm.
I just want to send out my condolences to the family.
Okay.
And all Salisbury people.
Okay, no problem, bro.
But I want to join in group in wishing Landa a happy birthday.
Not Landa, his
Sister
mom.
really
Not
gonna-
not Landa, his mom. Because Landa far from that.
Oh, his mom. Oh, I thought it was him because
You call you fat Landa 90. But you crazy man. So you looking at him and you see that man look like 90.
No, I didn't hear the number. I didn't hear the number.
Well, the number is 90, not 69. Okay.
But what I was trying to say, Sibo, tomorrow he's an economist and tomorrow is budget day.
Well, he's going to be on the Voadix too tomorrow. He's going to be on the Voadix between 11 and 12. So listen to it tomorrow. He's going to be talking about world creation. Okay? All right, cool. Yeah.
All right.
Only lines good. Last one. Last call and we'll take a break. Good evening.
Yes, Sibu, good evening to you and the
What's up, bro?
in studio. But Sibu, yes, I heard last year the guy was in your studio right there with you and told you that we would have a track by August this year. You know? And I have been sitting quiet wondering what is going on, where it's going on, you know, and look at here, Caterpillar didn't point wrong, doing something, but I don't know if it's August 26th they really spoke about, but let's wait and see.
Well, it was August 25, we were told. It was August 25. Yeah, on that note, we have to take a break now. We see all the lights going, we have to take a break. First break now.
Or you where in Roseau, Kimatabis, you can just walk in and order all your chicken parts, wholesale, and even enjoy retail. It's at AC Shillingford. All chicken parts available that you can afford. Fresh breast. And you know breast is the best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drumsticks, even swinging stars just order drumsticks from Shillingford. And for those of you who love Risapul, AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford. From wings to thighs to drums to breasts to backs to necks. It's available. It's always available and it's affordable. Plus, you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken, think of AC Shillingford. Always fresh.
When you want the best, you do. Shop at SCA. Better than the rest. Go shop at SCA. And the husband, whatever they say, shop at SCA. You get more for what they say. Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Yeah, shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. What they say. Shop at SCA. Yes, family, customer friendly. With free locations, it's so convenient. And our prices, that's where you belong. Oh, tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at SCA. Tell your son and your daughter, shop at SCA. And the nan and cousin friend, open power, all of them. Grandma, grandpa, couple, neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side, what? Shop at SCA. Shop at SDS. Shop at SDS. Shop at SDS. Check us out at Pottersville, High Street, and downtown Rose. The New India Insurance Company has reopened its doors in Portsmouth, offering the same great services you get in Roseau. Motor vehicle insurance, home and business owners, fire and related perils, public liability, and so much more. Come, visit us today for insurance with a personal touch on Bay Street, Portsmouth, or call us at 445-4023. We are ready to serve you.
We're going to be talking cycling. And I think we have on the line with us Koaf Baron, the champion. Good night, sir.
Yeah, good night.
How are you?
I'm okay, and you?
Right, good. Nice we have you. Low Black is
Good
there.
night, good night, Koaf.
Ronald
Good night,
and then-
Koaf.
Koaf, last week you won the
Dominica Race Day competition.
the Dominica race last week. Tell us about that last week. Tell us about it.
Well, like all other races, I mean, I just use it as training for my races out of Dominica.
Mm-hmm.
Our Street Falcons group, or Street Falcons team, we basically tried to work as a team in the race. So I basically stayed throughout the race, but my father went at a certain time and gave me a little advantage, so I just took that advantage and went and I won the race.
Wow. Tell me, Koaf, I mean, you were, well, by a long way, the national champion now. When you go into a race, are you confident that you're going to win in Dominica now?
Yes.
You're confident?
Yes.
Right. And how long it took you to win the race last Sunday? How long it was?
I think I did it in like just about 2 hours.
2 hours. So you started where? Tell us how the track, the route of the race.
Well, the route was from Maboy to Gulosho, the hot water in Amblayo,
Right.
inside that main road,
Mhm.
and back to Maboy,
Mhm.
and we did that twice.
Oh, twice? So
Yes.
that is a lot of road cycling.
Yes, yes. And you felt relaxed all the time.
Yeah.
Very good. What about the John T. Memorial Race? How did you perform at that race?
Well, the John T was not what I wanted it to be, but I got second on the first day, and I did not finish the race on Sunday because of how I felt. Probably was because my body didn't recover properly prior to the race on Saturday. But all in all, I just training for whatever comes next.
Okay. That's good. That's a good experience for you. So you know you manage yourself as you go from race to race, which races you take on, which races you leave out, given your body structure and your level
Yeah.
of preparation. And
Yeah,
that
but
will add to your experience.
Yeah, I was quite disappointed for the John T because I wanted to win both races, but I ended up giving up second in one and didn't finish the other one. But next year it's another year.
What future competitions are we looking at now? What other competitions are we looking at for you? Because we know you have tremendous potential. I heard some discussion about even the Olympics sometime down the road for you, which is very, very interesting.
Yeah. Well, for the rest of the year, I have one confirmed race I can talk about. There might be others, but there is one confirmed race, which is the Caribbean Championships that I'll take part in.
Where is that going to be held?
It's going to be in Belize.
In Belize. When do you expect to go there?
in October.
In October. So that's your next big race.
Yeah, that's the next big one.
So what do you do between now and then?
Train properly.
Train properly. So when you say train properly, do you have a coach helping you, or you have somebody who said, like, I know you in Italy or somewhere like that? Do they give you reps you should follow, or how do you do it?
Well, my father coaches me.
Okay.
So as a cyclist, you don't want to pick too early.
Right.
Before the race. So you would do like couple intervals, but not too much that you pick too early before the race. So my training will basically be to pick for October.
Okay. Kovat, my question to you, it has to do with cycling itself is an endurance sport. Very endurance.
Yeah.
You need the endurance, you know, and in terms of, it's like a long distance runner who has to do mileage every week, let's say 100 miles, you know, per week. All right. I know that is part of the cyclist, you know, routine. One of the area I'm looking at in terms of nutrition and carbohydrate, how much carbs and protein do you take in? Are you involved in carbs? Before
well, as a cyclist, it varies because certain days, if you ride for, let's say, 4 hours, your eating will be different than another day. So if you ride 2 hours or just an hour.
No, stick up in. I'm not referring to the day. In terms of, for example, let us say you have a race on Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, during the week, in terms of cabin up, in terms of preparing yourself, what sort of preparation you have in terms of nutrition? Let's say for this major race. A major race, a big race, and is going to be. What do you do in terms of nutrition? Like 6 or 4, 5 days before a major competition.
Oh well, if it's a major competition, like I know coming up, then I would be taking in like a lot of pasta, some protein, some greens, but not too close to the race.
Right.
I would more take more pasta and spaghetti and those stuff before the race for more carbs. So that's basically it, and hydrate properly. Drink electrolytes. So that basically be my nutrition before the race.
The altitude where you have the races is very important. I recall that you said when you were training at a high altitude. Are you aware of the altitude you're going to have the competition in Belize?
Yeah, Belize is in the Caribbean, so the altitude is not high.
It's not challenging.
So you have the information on that?
Yeah.
Because I want you to do good, my friend. You're a very talented person. I want you to remain focused and excel in your sport.
Yeah.
Let me ask you though, I know Quick here, I saw you on a video where you stopped and doing some rubbing. Are you sponsored by Quick Care Pharmacy?
Not yet, but
it's the making.
Yeah, not yet, but soon to be.
But you get you get products from them you use, and you got stuff from them you use for the time being?
Could you repeat that again?
If you get stuff from them you use in terms of your preparation, you use from the pharmacy.
Yeah, and I also want to give a shout out to them.
Dr. Maffa, right? Dr. Maffa, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other sponsors you want to mention? Any other sponsors, Koaf? Any other people supporting you that you'd like to mention?
Yeah, I was going to do that at the ending, but as you know, Sajiko.
Yes.
Shout them out. The Dominican Olympic Committee who have been there from day one. I was going to shout them out. And I also want to shout out OptiShop.
What's that? What did you
OptiShop.
OptiShop, what is that? Tell us, we don't know.
That's a business where you could get your glasses, sunglasses, your shades and stuff like that. Check out your eyes. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
that's very good.
Right. So let me ask you before we let you go. You have no more local races for this year.
Yeah, I believe there is one more one more race for the year.
Mhm.
It would probably be in the next 2 weeks, I believe.
Okay. Before you go, your father won a race as well on Sunday, right?
On
Sunday, the same day you won, your father won a race as well, right?
Yeah, he came first in his category.
Okay. Oh, okay. What category was that then?
Well, in cycling there are different categories. There's like cadets, juniors, under 23, and elite. Elite and under 23 is kind of the same in the race, but in bigger races they separate it because of the amount of athletes there.
Okay. Okay. Oh, all right. So father and son winning the race on the same day. Okay, Koaf, we'll talk to you again. Thanks for joining us. The pity you
Yeah,
could
no
not have
problem.
been so. Thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. Good night.
Okay, good night. Thank you, Koa.
So I think we're going to speak to Ronald Charles quickly. I think he has some seminar, something like he's going to be next month on the
A junior cycling program.
Yeah, yeah,
He's going to come up with that very soon.
Yeah, so we'll speak to him right away.
But see what the important thing in those organizations, the sporting organizations, or any organizations, leadership.
Mhm.
And Ron Charles is giving some very good
Oh,
leadership
brilliant,
to the Dominica Cycling Association. And we need to encourage that in all sporting associations, that you get good quality leadership because it matters tremendously.
Yeah, I agree with you. People, and in terms of pro sports, you have to be pro, not to come there in terms of as a platform to yourself. But
Well,
to get-
I like what you said.
All
You're
right.
right.
Some people come there, in sporting organization and see just
To
uplift
boost their ego.
their whole
Yeah,
ego.
yeah.
But but what I like about Ron, as you said, he's on the ground. He's on the
He's
ground.
participating.
Yes, that's right there.
Yeah. Either you're
You know?
participating or you have participated already.
Yeah, and you see what I like about in terms of he goes all out to ensure that whoever the number one, all right, cyclist gets
And
best
he,
support.
Ronald Charles done it every
He competes. He came third in his section on Sunday.
Cycling is not an easy event.
Oh no! I mean, you see the guy doing the Tour de France.
But-
You never watch that? I mean, that's tough. You hear what the guy just said? The race from Marboy to back twice. Well, he wasn't so well, so maybe we'll give him chance to recuperate because I want to. Well, Landa, you met him earlier this
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
So
In casual clothes.
Yeah, well, we'll try to get now Emmy Lawrence, the football. I think they have a congress coming up on Saturday, the Football Association. I don't think they have elections. In fact, I think Olympic Committee have elections tonight.
Yeah. No, last night.
Oh, last night?
Last night they had the elections.
Also,
yeah.
last night, I thought it was tonight.
Yeah, so some of the posts were uncontested, like Billy Doctrove, his
Uh.
post president was
So who is the vice
uncontested.
president now?
I am not too sure. I
You
was
sure
supposed to get the
not tonight?
information. No, last night. I was supposed to get the information, but something happened that I did not get all the
Because I know the Glenelton was being challenged for the vice president by Donnie Robinson. I know that. And yeah, so, okay, well, if you say, I thought it was tonight. I didn't know it was last night.
But the important thing that Cycling Association Ron Charles is championing now is a junior cycling program.
Mhm.
Whatever sports program that you're doing, you've got to pay attention to the juniors. You've got to pay attention to the future persons that are going to participate and uplift the standard of your sport. And it's very good that he's paying attention to the junior cycling program.
But it's Landa, the key thing here in cycling is the equipment. Is getting the proper, the equipment.
It's expensive, right?
It's a costly sport, It's a
Mhm.
costly sport. And I mean, look, let us face it, gentlemen, it is not easy cycling in Dominica.
The terrain,
The
because
terrain,
of the terrain,
in particular, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you have not know in terms of side where you could really, it's not easy. It's not easy. All right, my hat out, to these guys, who are involved in cycling.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, riding and going up these hills.
No, I don't mind.
Especially down the
No, it's on the hills, the traffic.
The side of the road.
The traffic in
You mean
particular.
it's dangerous?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
And
dangerous.
sometimes the edges are not you try to, in terms to protect yourself, the edges, you have to be very, very careful. So my hat goes off to the cyclists,
Pastor Julius Cobbett is saying hello, good night to you guys. We haven't heard him for a while, Julius Cobbett has now gone to this sort of thing, right? Julius Cobbett. We haven't heard him for. Look, from our correspondent, Donnie Robinson was selected vice president. Okay, I do. Yeah, Donnie. So he beat Glenelton for that.
But obviously,
Yeah,
tennis has
yeah. Donnie. So this information just come. That's why Sports Trap is always on the ball. We have people keeping us in touch with what's happening. So Donnie Robinson now is the vice president of the Olympic Association. So he would have probably beaten Glenn Etienne. We're trying to get Eddie Lawrence on the radio now to tell us quickly, because we soon will be contacting the vice president of Cricket West Indies. We need to hear from them what are their plans, because everything is in total disarray now.
But interestingly, at this point in time, we're going to have a bike exhibition in Dominica at a location that's supposed to be an airport, which is now a land port. People should say, what's the problem with that Kingsfield land port, and what can we do to make it a full-time airport again? I mean, 80s and 90s, I used there extensively. And today you get one aircraft a month at that place. People sending their stuff to St. Croix and St. Thomas, they deliver it to Kingsfield, and it is transported to Melville Hall to be taken across to St. Thomas and St. Croix. That's why I call it a land port. And it's interesting that we're going to have the bikers in there. That's the direction I want to go. That's the direction I want our young people or young boys to go on motorbikes.
Okay, guys, we have with us done Ebby Lawrence. Ebby, good night. Ebby?
Good night, Loka Sebastian.
Yeah,
Good night,
yeah.
and good night to the panel.
For listeners out there, Ebby, the PRO of the Football Association. Ebby, the first thing tell us about the Premier League matches that we played last week. We haven't heard the scores and the point standing. Would you have that to tell us?
Point standing for the Premier League thus far. We have Dublin in 36 points after 14 games, followed by now Belfast Estate now Soccer Strikers in second place. We United in third.
Points.
25 points. Gee. Southwich with 25 points. Roosevelt Carrick Bombers with 22 points. Comex Harlem is 21 points. Middleham 16. PDV Point Michelle 11. Cots Redica 767. East Central 7. And DSHC with 4 points after 14 games. That's the point standing for the Premier League.
You said, Eddie, is there a tie for second and third? Because you mentioned 25 points. What is Maho?
We United with a goal. We with 2 goals difference over Southeast.
Okay, right. So they're both on 25 points. Right, okay, got you.
In the Premier League, who are the outstanding players so far? Can you tell us some of the outstanding players?
We've seen, and every game we are judged man of the match. So as the game unfolds, we really get a cadre of players that are outstanding. For example, tonight I will make mention that of Adriel Lawrence. I will make mention of Bonnie from Middleham. I will make mention of, again, the Dubla Odell Laville. So in every team, you see a player showing what it takes to really develop his craft.
Abby, what about the under 15? There have been some difficulties, right? So
what do we mean?
Well, up and on, based on the timing of the under 15, and most, I'm not making excuses, and the unavailability of boys, the games are not scheduled as they are. But nonetheless, the under 15 games are played, and when they are played, they are played mostly on Saturdays. But because of other activities, the scheduling sometimes makes it difficult to harness or gather the boys. But I also have the points for the first division, Southern Zone, and that of the Northern Zone. Mm-hmm. So we have Bath Estate leading with 13 points in the Southern Zone, followed closely by Knights Avengers with a goal difference. Bath Estate with 13 points. Parish United with 12 points. South City, that's the new kids on the block with 12 points. Kensborough 6.
Yeah.
Alton 6. Police 4. Wayne George Academy 1. Jody Boys 0. And Valley 0. That is for the Southern Zone. For the Northern Zone, we have St. Joseph with 13 points, followed closely by RC Doctors with 12. Northside with 10. Lakia Joseph Kalibish with 9. Bostawana with 9. Fokole with 9. Karinago Warriors, another group of young men that are emerging with 6 points. LA Stars 4. Mighty Avengers 4. Exodus 4. And BAA Sharks of Anzime in cellar position with 1 point. So we have some new FCs on the block with persons like the South City FC, and they are showing real great progress, and that of the Kalinago Warriors. As we speak presently, our U14 girls are making their way to Anguilla for a friendly. They will play the 25th against Anguilla at 7 p.m. They will also play the 26th versus BVI at 6 p.m. and the 27th versus St. Kitts at 6 p.m. That's our girls under 14, just friendlies getting themselves ready for the Caribbean under 14 league that will be coming up shortly in August. So the DFA found it necessary or fitting to send these girls to really be exposed in the international and regional arena. Also, women football is doing well. We have the Belfast Estate now Soca Strikers with 13 points, New India Goodwill Runners with 9, Roosevelt Skerritt Bombers 6, Kalinago Warriors with 6, South City 6, Harlem with 2, South East 1, Zubla 0, and that of All Saints 0. So we have quite a number of games going on. And due to the Bike Fest this weekend, there will be a hiatus in the Premier League. There will also be a hiatus in that of the First Division League because of the Bike Fest and other activities looming. It will also be the DFA's AGM Saturday at 11 a.m. in Football House. So we encourage all clubs to...
So what is that congress? What congress are you having, Abby?
That's the yearly congress as stipulated by FIFA. So we will have our congress on Saturday at 11 a.m. at the Football House. And we encourage all the clubs to come. The minutes have been circulated. Treasurer's report have been circulated. The President's report have been circulated. We encourage them to read the report and to come. Let's have a cordial meeting with them so as to bring and continue to develop football. Like I said to persons, the football is really growing. Yes, there's always room for improvement, but nonetheless, with the strides that have been made, I know we are going places.
Okay. Abby, thank you very much. And next week we'll join with you again. So you always keep us informed. No problem. Thank you very much.
Okay.
So we're going to take an ad break, and then when we come back, we'll be joined by Azim Bazarat, the Vice President of Cricket West Indies. So that's him there already? Okay. What you got time, huh?
Your property, you homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season. Insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today. Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Have business clients coming in and need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at 1767-275-1899 or email us at info@portersplaceguesthouse.com to make your reservations. Porter's Place, your home away from home. Fit for a king, a queen, and all their royal subjects. When you want the what you do? Shop at SCN. Better than the rest. Go shop at SCN. And they all can wear. Shop at SCN. You get more for what is there? Shop at SCN. Shop at SCN. Yeah. Shop at SCN. Shop at SCN. What is there? Shop at SCN. Yes, family, customer friendly. With free locations, it's so convenient. And our prices that's where you belong. So tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at SCN. Tell your son and your daughter, shop at SCN. And the men and cousin friend, open power, all of them. Grandma, grandpa, couple, neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side. Shop at SCN. Shop at SCN. Shop at SCN. Shop at SCN. Check us out at Pottersville, High Street, and downtown Rose.
Azim Bazarat. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Dr.
Good evening, sir. Is your mic muted?
No.
Mr. Bazarat, Azim, are you hearing us?
I am hearing you loud and clear.
Let me show you have the right. Azim?
Hi.
Is your mic muted?
No, my mic is not muted. I am hearing you.
Are you hearing us?
Yes, I am hearing you.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Right, we're hearing you now clearly.
Right,
we're hearing
right.
you clearly. Good night.
All right.
Nice to have you, Mr. Bazarat. If Cricket West Indies with me is Ronald Lander, Emmanuel LeBlanc. So we're going to be speaking with you about West Indies cricket and all the problems. And I'm sure you will be honest as you normally are. And a lot of people are listening to you tonight. I can tell you that. I mean, we have these people all around the world. So, Mr. Bazarat, we're going to get the ball rolling. And let's get straight to it. The West Indies teams at the moment, at all levels, the women, the men, are struggling. In England, we lost 6 matches against England, 3 in the ODIs, 3 in the T20s, with one or two in Ireland. We've come to the Caribbean. We've lost 5 so far against Australia, including this humiliation for 27, the second lowest score in the history of Test cricket. Most people are hurting, and I'm sure you are hurting as well. What I want to ask you, the first question, because of all this, have the Cricket West Indies, the executive committee met, or the board to speak about the problems we have in the West Indies cricket now?
Well, good evening, Dr. Sebastian, and good evening to your two co-hosts there. It's my distinct pleasure to join you this evening.
Right.
You have been my friend for quite a
long
number of
time
years now.
Right.
And you will know that just as the people of the Caribbean are hurting, it is the president and the vice president, the board of directors, the staff at CWI are also hurting because we are humans. And the 2 teams you call there are 2 of the top teams in the world.
Correct.
At the moment, we are not in the standings of the Test cricket, the ODI, and the T20. We are not among the top 5 or top 6 in the world. Maybe the T20, I believe we are in the top 6. But the other formats of the game, we are not in the top 6 of the game. And these 2 teams are at the very top, and they are on top of the game. These teams and these tournaments, of course, would have brought a lot of pain and hurt to the people of the Caribbean, which we are aware. I am quite sure. And the coach of the team, the manager of the team itself, the players, they are also hurting and they want to do their best. However, things not working out the way that they wanted to work out. And I'm quite sure that they will put their best foot forward, and they are going to do whatever that it takes to make sure that they improve the performance of our team. Mr. Sebastian, you would have said about the Australia bowling us out for 27.
Right.
Just about 3 years ago, that same bowling attack. I just want to remind you that same bowling attack bowled out the mighty Indian team with Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, and for 36.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think that, of course, we can't accept the fact that we were bowled out for 27. I think that was a one-off sort of performance by the Australian team for bowling us out in for 27. I know that of course that on the day a lot of deficiencies in the batsmen techniques would have showed up. We would have seen where there were large gaps between the bat and pad, and from Mitchell Starc, you would have seen the ball swinging back between bat and pad. And not many of our batsmen, even in the glory days of West Indies cricket, Dr. Sebastian, you would have seen in England where our top batsmen would have encountered problems facing the swinging ball. So these batsmen today, the Kelvin Anderson was playing in his first test match. There was a large gap between his bat and pad. And I'm quite sure that Coach Sammy would have spoken to him after. He himself would have looked at the video at the footing of his short innings, and he would have seen the fault, similar to the others who would have having problems with the swing bowling. So I think that definitely that we are going to bounce back from that 27. As I said before, we know that a lot of people is hurting, that we are going to definitely have a word with the management of the team. That has not taken place as yet because the team was still in preparing for the T20 in Jamaica. The first T20 was played in Jamaica. And I'm quite sure that after the series, I and Dr. Shallow have spoken, and we have decided that we will have a word with the team, and the executive, of course, will meet with them and try to find out and to inquire what more can be done to assist the players. But definitely, it is our intention to meet with the coach, manager, and maybe a few of the management team.
Okay, let me ask you though. Okay, we all live in the Caribbean, and you hear certain things. I'm sure you hear. There have been this quiet around the Caribbean about the method of selection. Before the series, where we had players who were selected, there's a coach, and the past 2 years, we had, you could say, a middle order. In fact, the middle order that played the last test in Pakistan was dismantled. You had Kavem Hodge, you had Ali Kafanaz, you had Imlak. And most people have felt that a completely new middle order batting with people who have basically played white ball cricket in the last few years. And that has been a problem. And because I am sure you're hearing, people in the Caribbean have a problem with the whole selection process. When I played cricket, there were 3-4 selected. Even before, days after Gary Sobers, before that, Clyde Walker, they were always selected. But we have a structure now where most people feel it's one man picking the team. Maybe you can tell us which is really one man. And that's causing a problem because people feel that the wrong team was selected for against Australia, and it has caused a problem. Your thoughts, sir, on that?
Well, what happened there is that a proposal came to the board in respect to Dr. Mr. Sammy, Coach Sammy, the director of cricket, and the lead talent identification man for the senior team. I think he's a Barbadian.
Yes.
I'm quite sure that 3 of them would have sit and discussed the team, the selection of the team. I will not want to get involved in respect of the players who were selected.
No, I don't want you to call players. I
think it will be discourteous of me
I agree.
to really get involved in that aspect of the team. But I want to go back to the 27, Dr. Sebastian. Let me tell you, you hardly hear people speaking. They criticizing, but nothing wrong with that because they are hurting. They are going to speak out. But, we must also be fair with the team and the players. The mighty Australians, we would have, in every time that the Australians batted, the bowlers would have bowled them out on each occasion. It's
Correct.
not easy. It's not easy to bowl out that Australian team with the likes of Steve Smith and others to bowl him out for 121. To bowl him out for 175 or 173, I believe they made him one of the innings. So the bowlers did very well during the series. They were excellent. I think they went beyond the call of duty, so to speak, and put out so much and put the Australians on the back foot each time they batted. The batting failed miserably. There's no question about it. The batting failed us miserably. And as I said before, also earlier, that, you know, we are going to bounce back. I'm certain that we are going to bounce back, and I'm certain that we are going to make our West Indian people proud. With respect to coming back to the selection system, as I said, the proposal came from the director of cricket. There was some discussion on it, but the board of directors members were given time to study the proposal, and when it came back, it was unanimously approved by the board. So it's not that you know, somebody get up a morning and say, look, they're going to do this and they're going to do that, but it is something that had the approval of the board. And if we have to look at it, I am not certain how it will go down. If we have to look at it, I'm quite sure the president will have a discussion with the directors and maybe the members of the executive committee for us to give it an opportunity to work. We must give it an opportunity to work. And I'm quite sure those who are involved in that, just as in football, Mr. Sebastian, you know, the manager and the coach will have consequences to face if the team do not do well. I'm quite sure that Coach Sammy is fully aware of that, and he is hurting. I know he is hurting, and I'm quite sure he will have a word with all the players, whether it's the white ball players or the red ball players. He is going to speak to them to ensure that, you know, they step up the game, because it is without a doubt that it's the players who are on the field, the players who is batting and bowling. The board of directors, the management of CWI is doing whatever. I want to compliment the management of Cricket West Indies, from the CEO, the staff in St. John's, Antigua, you know, for what they have done, the hard work that they put out to ensure that everything is in place for the players whenever a series, a tournament, whether it is on a monthly basis, that everything is done, what they put out to ensure that the players are the first in line to be satisfied.
Yeah, but I want to go back to the same. Okay, I understood what you said, that a recommendation came to the board and it was accepted. But like I said to you, I am sure you live in the Caribbean. We all here feel cricket belongs to the public, as you would know in the Caribbean. It's a public good. If something is not going right and the public feels, I think the West Indies, the directors are duty bound to review that. I mean, we have selectors, India has selectors, as you know, Australia has selectors, South Africa, before now, have the same data system. They have gone back to having selectors. I personally believe that's something the Cricket West Indies need to review, and to have a different way, a more transparent way of selecting the West Indies cricket team. I don't know if you would agree, you know.
Well, I will agree with you, but I also said that I'm quite sure President Shallow will be thinking about it. I also said that, you know, we must give it some time to work. It's not because it didn't go our way in the first instance and it didn't work that we should just throw it away. Let us give it some time. Let us see how it operating. Let us see what happens in the next 2 or 3 series, and then we may very well, just as South Africa did, and just as you are recommending, we go back to the old system where we have 4 or 5 selectors selecting the team, and we ask the selectors to go and view the regional 4-day games, the Super 50 games, and so on, and where the selectors can look at the players, you know, in person when these games are taking place. But you must also agree that, you know, the system that was the first series that the system was implemented. As I said earlier, that it didn't go well for us. So, but we must give it some time to see if it could work and if it will work.
Okay, hold on. I think we have a call on the line for you. Let's take this caller. Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening to Lobby and Landa, and good evening to your guests.
Yes, good evening.
Yes, sir. With all respect that is due to you, All I'm hearing you making is excuses. Excuses for the selection, the present selection system we have. Excuses for the players. Yes, you mentioned the mighty Indians who bowled for 46, but can you make a comparison to India cricket and West Indies? The way India play in their cricket, can you make a comparison? Even though they were bowled for 46? See what India is doing now. Now we are accustomed with that turning of selectors selecting players to represent West Indies. England tried it twice and it failed with that one-man thing. England tried twice and it failed. And England has gone back to the proven and trusted way of picking their teams. Now under Coach Sammy, sir, we failed to qualify for the last ODI World Cup. Right now, we have lost 9 and 11 matches under Coach Sammy. 9 in England and 2 now. And then you said the team going to bounce back. The team is going to bounce back. Let me tell you a patois phrase we have called Espoir mal papai. I will explain it to you. I tell it to you in English. The aspiration of the male papa. The male papa keep flowering every year, and he's saying it's going to bear fruit. But it will never bear fruit, and it will never bear fruit. And I'm telling you, we're going to get 5-0 in the T20. Thank you very much.
Well, I don't know if you want to comment on that, Mr. Bassarat. You want to comment?
Well, I can very well understand that the caller is hurting. And I'm not making excuses. I'm being very factual because the players are the ones who are performing on the team. I said also, he spoke about going back to the selection panel. I also mentioned that it is the first series where that system was used. And I am saying that we must give it some time to see if it will work. If it doesn't work, I'm quite sure that President Shallow is going to go back. He's going to bring back a proposal. I am quite sure that the other board of directors is going to speak about it. And we must go back to that system if it is not working properly for us.
Okay, we have another caller. Let's take this caller. Good evening. We have another. Let's say, good evening. Good evening. Hello. Good evening. Please speak up.
Yes, Ivo.
Yeah, good evening. Speak. Make your point.
I'd like to know the reason why they changed the first systems.
Say that again. Say it clearly for you to hear.
I'd like to know why they changed the first system in that there. Why? And the reason why I'd like to know.
Okay, you heard the caller. He said he wants to know why the system was changed. That's the question he's asking him.
Before, as I said, Mr. Basaraf, before you answer, let me supplement that question. We played 2 series previously, one in Australia, and one in Pakistan, and we had a selection panel. And under trying conditions, we were able to draw those 2 series. We come to the West Indies. What was the major reason for the drastic change from the selection panel to as obtains now, where a one man together with 2 other guys are selecting the team?
But as I said before, there was a proposal that came from the director of cricket, and in the first instance when it was discussed, some of the board of directors, some of them didn't understand the system, so they were given some time to go back, study, and when they came back at the next meeting, I believe that it was agreed to implement this new system that was proposed. Again, I am saying that if it is not working, it is not something that if it is not working, that we are not going to go back to the old system, because South Africa did it. Well, I now hear that England did it also. I didn't know that England did it, but I know for a fact that South Africa did it, and South Africa went back. They were not afraid to go back to the old system. Exactly. So if it is not working for us in the Caribbean, it's not that we won't go back to the system. I think, I'm saying again, I think that the president will definitely give it some consideration, bring it back to the board, and we are going to go back to the old system. If it is not working, I said it on 2 or 3 occasions already.
You had some meetings with some veterans, some past players, distinguished past players. Was that a matter that was brought up?
They
No,
have
that meeting didn't take place as yet. That is scheduled.
Oh, I thought it had taken place already.
We got
Yeah.
What it would be on the agenda? Would that be something on the agenda to look at?
It is being planned as we speak, and it will take place in early August, and most likely it will be held in Trinidad. But that is presently being worked on to have that meeting as early as possible.
We have another caller. Hold on. Good evening.
Good evening, Sibo, and the rest of your panel, Mr. Bassarat.
Good evening. Yeah.
Good evening.
Here in Lago, a proposal came to the board. That on the board.
Your phone has a problem, sir.
Who would be willing to shoot down? Because it cannot be them in place. You just drew a series in Australia, you drew a series in Pakistan, and all of a sudden there is a need for change. That's why you need people on the board who understand cricket and who played cricket and who knows about cricket. So when these crazy proposals come, they shoot it down. You know, you have something that you're going to stop it and try. If what you're trying now doesn't work, you'll go. Come on, man. We need to get serious, man. We need to get serious. Thank you.
Yes, that was the callers. You don't want to comment, and you care to comment on that?
Well,
You want to?
but he was cutting. You know, you didn't hear him playing because he was missing words. Yeah, but I understand what he was trying to say. That we were not satisfied with withdrawing any series. We want to win, and we have. If we try something, we're trying something to win.
Yes. Well, hold on. We have another caller. All the lights are going. Let's take this caller. Good evening.
Well, good evening to everybody and the gentleman there. Just one question I want to ask.
He's right there. Ask him.
Do you know what brand of cricket Sammy has in mind, Sammy, and the board? I would explain the brand to us, please, we Caribbean people, because I don't understand. I like to say I'm a senior citizen. Please explain to me what brand Sammy has in mind. Thank you.
Well, Sammy alone will know the brand that he wants to have. We wouldn't from where we sit. We won't know the brand. But what we are concerned about is that we have given him a job, and he's well aware that he have to produce the results, not to satisfy only the board of directors or members of the West Indies Cricket Board, but to the entire Caribbean people. As was said earlier in the program, you know, millions of people across the Caribbean are hurting. This 27 caused a lot of heartaches among the people. But also, I was satisfied with was our bowling department. Our bowling department did extremely well during the course of the series. The bowlers put out all that they could. They bowled their heart out, and I think they got the rewards that came their way.
Vice President, your president just sent a message. He'll be joining soon. He'll be joining you soon live, so we'll hear him as well. Your president just sent a message, so he'll soon be joining up with you on the program. Next caller, hold on. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. Can you hear me?
Clearly.
Can you hear me?
We hear you loud and clear.
Okay, yes. First of all, good night, sir, and thank you very much for being very candid coming forward. It is true that a proposal came to the West Indies board and they're trying something. But I believe the West Indies board, they don't have selectors. The question of putting one man, almost one man, I mean, Sammy is my good friend, but putting one man to take a decision on selecting a team from various territories, whereas if you have a panel of selectors, they can go two in one territory, two in the other territory, and see what is happening. This is an experiment, to my mind, that has failed. Because, as everybody will tell you, we just had a good, successful series in Australia where we came back after 27 years and drew 1-1. We went to Pakistan and did the same thing. And now in the Caribbean, yes, you want to try some guys, but there was a big error in the selection. Not because I'm from Dominica, but look at Calvin Hodge, for instance. When you look at his performance and his average, You put him down to test guys in the white ball into the test arena, and look at what is happening to us. And right now, I know in West Indies cricket, there was a lot of insularity. Now we have a man, not because he's from the small island, no, but the West East, and I believe the board or whoever did that thing for that proposal, they wanted maybe to kill Sammy. So they put him in that kind of arena. All the experts finally in the Caribbean and around the world will tell you that you cannot have a man to be a selector for all the formats. That is almost a no-no. So I believe, honestly, I'm crying, I'm hurting when I see what is happening to West Indies cricket. We need to look at something positive and let us get on the job of having the selectors back in place. Thank you very much and good night.
Well, yes, you heard him, Mr. Bassarat. As you know, Caribbean people are hurting, and I personally have a problem with the selection process. I've said it to you, I've said it to Director of Cricket. It's something that needs to be reviewed. We have a caller again. I guess all the lines are going for you. Good evening, caller.
Yes, Sibo, good evening again.
Good evening.
Yes, the gentleman is the secretary of the West Indies Cricket
No, he's the vice president. And soon the president will join. The president will be joining soon, but he's the vice president.
Okay, yes, Mr. Vice President. As I said before, we went to Australia. We sent a rookie team to Australia, a rookie team. Remember that? And after 27 years, we had the great Brian Lara and Carl Hooper and Ambrose. And after 27 years, that rookie team beat Australia in Australia and drew the series. We went to Pakistan, and Pakistan prepared a pitch for their spinners, and we outdo them on that pitch. So why change? Mr. Sami bring in 8 white ball players and drop Calvin Hodge, who for the past 2 years, apart from Bradford, I'm not even sure Bradford scored a century, scored 125 against England. This only player you have that has scored a century after 2 years. And you drop him and you pick 8 white ball players. I have never heard any selector in the Caribbean calling a man and telling him, I want you to come and captain West Indies team for me. That is what Sammy did. He called Royston Chase and tell him he want him to come and captain West Indies team for him. What is Sammy personal business? Is that, I don't understand that at all.
Well, Mrs. Barzarat, it's up to you to comment if you want to comment.
Well, I'm not aware. I'm not aware of that Sammy would have called Royston Chase. I'm not aware of that, so I can't speak to that. But I am understanding the hurt of the people, Sibu, and it's something that definitely. I'm glad that the president will come on and speak to you, but we all must take cognizance of the cries of the people and the hurt of the people, and we are going to discuss the matter. I'm quite sure that the matter will come up for discussion shortly.
In fact, somebody just sent a note. The person said, is Mr. Bassarat suggesting that they will consider changing the system only if the results get worse? That's a question somebody asked.
Well, I'm saying that the system is only, this is the first series with the system. And let us look at the system. Let us look and see what transpired with the other series. We have, I think, a series where we're going New Zealand somewhere. I
think we're going to India in October. That's India first.
India first. and then New Zealand. So let us look at it. I'm quite sure, as I said before too, that Dr. Shallow is going to look at it and weigh it and measure the system and see if we can improve on it.
Well, I think he's just joining us now. You just mentioned him. Dr. Shallow, are you there?
My friend Sibo, how are you doing?
Oh, very good. Vice President is under the gun. There are a lot of people asking him questions, so I'm happy you could join. Already a caller. Hold on. Caller. Good evening.
Hello, Sibo. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. The president is on now as well. So we have the president and the vice president.
My problem with the West Indies players, we have no good leaders.
Go ahead, make your point. Make your point. Is that all? Yeah, go ahead, make your point. With the listen, the president and vice
The
president.
problem we have, our West Indies captain is not aggressive enough. They are too laid back. We need somebody to push the players forward. And they are too laid back. Ross Sanchez in his sleep and he's just there. He's not making no move. He's not moving the players. He's not making no sense. He's just there like a dummy. We need to change that.
Well, okay, Mr. President, night, you could join us. Good night. Mr. President.
Isibo, yes, man.
Yes, yeah, well,
I was saying thanks for the invitation. You know, I was listening earlier and I heard VP Bazarat, batting well. and a very bouncy wicket.
yes, it is very bouncy,
yeah. But there's one thing, once you are on a platform with Dominicans, you always get that passion and emotions and excitement at the same time.
Mhm.
And by and large, you get it across the region as well, because we know West Indians are extremely passionate about West Indies cricket, particularly when it comes to selection as well. We all feel as though we are an export. I just wanted to touch on this
Just hold
selection.
on 1 second. Just hold on. Let's take this caller and then we'll come back to you. Good evening.
Okay.
Yes, gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening. Yeah.
I want to make a point and say, as far as I am concerned, as a West Indian supporter, I am very, very, very aggrieved and dissatisfied with the standard of cricket in the West Indies at present. You cannot tell me that in the history of West Indies cricket, that is the lowest score ever in 97 years. And you are still telling me that the Vice President is saying that let us watch and see. Watch and see what? I mean, you had a series in England, 6 matches, all of them you lose them. You come to your own home turf. You had 3 test matches, you lost all. 2 T20s, you lost all. So you're waiting until you don't win nothing and change. Mr. Vice President, I don't agree with you at all. We need to change and change now. The workload is too much for Sammy. Sammy must be relieved of the workload. That is the way I see it as a Indian who is aggrieved as to what is happening. Good evening, gentlemen.
Okay, President, let's go back to your point now. Go ahead.
Yeah, and just permit me some time, Sibo.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I've been listening off here and I hear the calls, right? Now, I understand people's reservation with the current system, right? But what I would tell you, what I would say is that when we implemented this thing, it wasn't done because of any one person coming up with this idea. In fact, it went through a process of our cricket committee. That cricket committee comprises, former players, former international players, administrative heads, and so on. It came to the board as a recommendation as to this is the best practice available at this point. And the board agreed to embark on this initiative, on this process, not the process, and the system, right? Now, as we understand it, and I don't think people fully comprehend, and in fact, I have asked the director of cricket, Miles Bascom, and a couple of his technical people to actually simplify this system in an animation so that we could sensitize the public about the system. Because people clearly don't. Miles has made some efforts to explain this to the Caribbean public, but for some reason we don't understand. This is not one man picking a team as we are making it out to seem. It is not just Darren Sammy sitting down in his bedroom and selecting players, right? This is a system where there are different people strategically positioned to absorb every cricket match we have regionally in the Caribbean, right? Then we have the analysts having the data, and then you still have other people, other technical people in the system assisting, and this is in addition to the scouts and everybody, right? You have the captain who is also part of a selection process. Now, in the past, and Sibo, you know this better than most because you are a selector, where we have 4, 5 persons coming together, sitting down and so on. And in most cases, you may have a debate, but you end up with practically the same team, right? If it's hardly ever a case where you have selection coming down to a vote. And so what we believe, based on best practice that we have observed across the globe, not only in cricket, but other international sports, we believe that with this system, yes, the final say comes down to the head coach, but then there's still a built-out process where people could consider and discuss the different options. So you want to establish your brand of cricket, you want to play on the different positions in the team, and then you identify the talent around the Caribbean, those who are available, and then you sit down and you plot out, okay, based on the conditions and so on, based on the opposition, and then these are the people we come up with. Now, I am hearing some comments that we won in Australia, well, we tied the series in Australia, we won the first game there in 27 years, and then we won the first game in Pakistan in 35 years. But we also lost to Bangladesh at home last year. We drew the series, yes, but we lost the series. We lost to England as well, right? So are we saying that despite us not winning series, that we should be comfortable and stick with the existing system? And bear in mind, this system has been around, that the same system that people are calling for now is the same system that's been around from since 1995 and before, when we've been losing consistently for years. So I find that people are not being totally open to this system and objective in the system, because you're telling us, let us go back to the system that has been proven not to help improve our cricket. This is, it's not like hold a second, Sibo.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
It's not like we have been winning series after series, and then out of nowhere we come and introduce a new system, and then we started to lose, right? This system is also what the women are employing, right? They have just won a series against South Africa. South Africa women's team, who just was a finalist at the World Cup, right? So are we saying that it is working for the women, but it can't work for the men? Right? And listen, I understand, my Dominican brothers and sisters, that you're feeling, hurt, especially losing a series with your Dominican brothers, both Alec and Kevin, being omitted from the team. But the truth is, I mean, even those two guys who I am sure would have opportunities to play for West Indies again, right? And I'm hoping sooner than later. Because they're both extremely talented young men, right? And I mean, Kevin would tell you that I'm one of his biggest fans, right? And Alec, we have been around Alec. I was the president of Windwards when we made Alec captain of Windward. So you understand it is absolutely nothing personal against the two men. But I mean, in all fairness, right? There are players across the region. Some people have been calling all across, have these guys back in the team, the Shea Hope, Brandon, and all these guys. And it wasn't like you could say Darren Sammy made a ridiculous decision to drop the men. He cast them aside and they would never be selected again, right? We're talking about players in our system. Most of our batsmen, especially our bowlers, are coming along very well, and hope that continues. But our batsmen generally have been very inconsistent, right? Whether they play international cricket and they come back down to the regional level and you don't perform, right? Who should feel really hard done is somebody like a Joshua De Silva, right? Who scored a lot of runs in regional cricket and still missed out, right? But the likes of what we need to do is encourage our players that when they get the opportunities in regional cricket, in a team cricket, to score runs. And Sibo, you normally do this. You encourage you guys to score runs all the time.
Yes,
so
yes.
I think we are being very harsh on Darren Sammy. That is what I believe. The gentleman just completed his very first test match against the strongest test team in the world, Australia, the best bowling attack in the world, right? We got skittled out for 27, which is a great disappointment to every single one of us. I'm sure the players themselves are extremely hurt. right?
Okay,
And that
let us take this caller.
there's no excuse in the world for getting bowled out for 27.
Just hold on a minute. Let's take this caller. Good evening. Caller,
Good
go
evening,
ahead.
ladies and gentlemen.
Go ahead. Good. Yeah.
Sibo, Kishore,
Your phone has an issue. Huh?
say again?
Your phone has an issue. We're not hearing you clearly. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, you could hear me now?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, Kishore, whether he wants to run politics in St. Vincent or he wants to run West Indies cricket board. He's come giving us this is India.
Well, we have an issue with your phone, though. Your phone has an issue.
Okay, you can hear me now?
Go ahead. Let me see, because we're having problem with you. Yeah.
Yeah, my first question is, who are the past great members on the West Indies Cricket Committee? I would want players on the West Indies Cricket Committee. That's my first question. Second question is, if
we're not hearing you. Sorry, we have a problem with you. Sorry. We have another caller. Let's take the other caller. Good evening. Hello. Make your point. Okay, Mr. President, I just want to say both you and the Vice President. I agree. I understand what you are saying about the new system, but as you would know, both of you all, cricket really belongs to the people. If most people feel that the system is not working, it's something you all might have to consider. Because sometimes the cricket, in fact, your Prime Minister always said the cricket is, to use his words, a public good. These are the terms he normally uses. So, because I sometimes find, President,
Sibo,
yeah.
Was the system we had before walking?
Well, what I would say, we had this system for the past, 100 years, where you always have selected. Nothing really worked perfectly. But what I would say to you, India, as you know, has selectors. Australia has selectors. Looks of Africa have moved out of the data and bringing back selectors now. I'm sure you know that. So maybe it's something we have to look at. Because I sometimes find the data thing not working. I'll give you an example. If they're looking at the data, somebody must know that Alzari Joseph in white ball cricket, his economy rate is way above 10. You look at Alzari Joseph every match, and his economy rate is way above it, and nobody's studying that, and we're talking about data. So there's certain things. The data will also show that Shea Hope in the last 3 years would have played only 3 red ball matches. Similarly, Royston Chase. So we are bringing people to play red ball cricket when they hadn't played for a long time. I don't know how people would expect them to perform. So the data sometimes can be very confusing. Yes, you all heard that. Yeah, go ahead.
Sibo, again, my point is very simple. The system we had was not working, right? We were paying out selectors to travel across the region, and we were getting poor results. This poor result didn't just start with this test match, with this test series against Australia, right? It didn't start in England recently. It started, according to Brian Lara, since 1995. Don't forget that we played in the World Cup in 1996, I think it was, and Kenya beat us, right? Don't forget we got skittled out some time ago for 40-something, right? So you could argue and say we had the lowest score in the history of West Indies cricket, which is 27. But you also have to factor in the fact that we played that pink ball game with a ball seaming around with Mitchell Stark, right? Even the Australian coach came out and criticized. Do you know that India stopped playing pink ball cricket?
Yes, I know that, yes.
Right, so we have to take things into context. Now I understand the emotions again. But if we have a system, we had a system for many years, right? Pretty much 3 decades not working effectively. And we decided to try a different approach, a modern approach. We have to give it some time and see if it works. And as the Vice President rightly said, it is a case where we are committed to continue to evaluate our systems. But the problem we have faced in West Indies cricket for many years, this is the problem we have faced in West Indies cricket. And it is not by accident we are where we are now. Because in the 70s and 80s, when we were winning cricket matches, everybody thought that we were going to win and dominate the world forever, and no one looked to evolve and improve the systems in any way, right? No one decided to implement systems, develop infrastructure so that our players could get better. What is there presently for players, right, to improve their system nationally across the region, right? Where is schools cricket? Where is club cricket now? These are the things we need to look at, right? Cricket West Indies, we get players when they're about, what, you know, Sibo, when they reach down the 90 or just about 19 years old, and we try to make the best of that.
Well, that is why, Mr. President, that is why I feel that is where we need the best coaches at under 19, and that's why I always feel so.
I agree with you, but where are the best coaches? Where are the best coaches you're talking about? It is a great division in our system.
Let's take this caller. Hold on. Good evening.
Hey, good evening, Sibo.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yes. We cannot be data and artificial intelligence. That artificial intelligence.
Your phone,
right?
You have an issue, eh?
Okay. People, that's why we need the best people. If we even look at the Windward Islands, the president is from St. Vincent.
Oh, sorry, your phone has an issue. We have to. Next caller. Next caller. Let's take the next caller. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. Is that the Sports Rock?
Yeah, it's Sports Rock. Make your point, sir. We have the president of Cricket West Indies and the vice president on. Both of them are on. Go on, make your point.
Okay. The question I have for the president is that the changing a system, the implementing a new system. Now we know that the batting at the test level has been very fragile. Now you take changing a system, a proposal brought to the board, went through various committees, and was accepted. Now nobody felt or thought that it was important to get the legends on board, because it's a new system that you're implementing. You implement the system, you get skittled out for 27. What is rational for bringing the legends in at this point? What do you intend to achieve by bringing them after they have brought? The team has actually brought shame to West Indians.
Thank you. Let the president answer. President, you heard the question?
Yeah, that's an excellent question, right? And listen, so we have a committee, and the existing committee comprises of Ian Bradshaw, Desmond Haynes, and Shiv Chandapal. All right, so those are the and Ryan King as well is on that committee. All right, so those are the former cricketers on that committee. What we thought was someone like Brian Lara, yes, a legend, but Brian is still very current because he's around the circuit, right? Sir Clive Lloyd is involved with the Global Super League, so he's relatively current as well, understanding the T20, not necessarily the dynamics around T20 cricket. And Surviv, up to recently, the last Pakistan Super League, Surviv was involved in that T20 league as a mentor, right? And he's been around on the circuit and so on. So we didn't just choose random. We didn't go and select guys because of the fact that they're just home sitting down and we want optics.
By the way, that's one thing, Mr. President.
Guys,
make sure these people get the information that they have not been contacted. I'll tell you that. Eh? Just
who was not being contacted?
No, I'm not calling names. All I say.
No, but Sibo, who are you suggesting has not received it? Every single one of those individuals who I call have received information.
When? Let me ask you, when did they get the information?
You're talking about the three additional legends?
You mentioned, yeah.
They all receive an email and then follow-up correspondence and discussions with people from
when? This week?
management.
This week?
Sibo,
No, I
not
was
this week.
asking you. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
go
you had to speak facts,
No,
right?
go ahead. I'll tell you. Go ahead.
Right. So what I'm saying is that the caller asks why these. So I just explain why these. We are actually considering some of the recent players as well. Well, I don't want to call name because they haven't consented yet, right? But guys who just finished playing cricket as well. We want, and listen, we want people to be involved in this process. We have sat thought long and hard about who former players could make a contribution, a meaningful contribution. The national boards would tell you how difficult it is to get former players involved sometimes, right? Right across the Caribbean. Cricket West Indies is no exception. So it's not that we don't want. And some time ago I sat down and I started because I keep hearing the notion that we're not involving the great players and the former legends and all. And I sat down, Sibo, and I started writing down a list of these guys, and in what? Listen, I couldn't come up with any one of these legends who haven't been involved in West Indies cricket, whether as a manager, coach, selector, or something.
Okay.
And that is the reality. And Sibo, you can go through the list of them. In 1996, I spoke about who was the coach of the team then? Sir Andy Roberts. Prior to that, 1993 to 1995, who was the selector for West Indies? Andy Roberts. In 2006, again, who was the selector for West Indies again? Sir Andy Roberts.
Well, that's your good friend, your good friend, by the way.
All of our good friends, and we love Sir Andy, regardless of what.
Let's take a caller. Hold on. Let's take the caller. Yeah, let's take this caller. Good evening. Next caller. Good evening.
Yes, Sibo, good evening. I have a suggestion for the president.
Yeah, he's right
But
there.
Before I give my suggestion, while I agree that the old system we were losing under the old system, but we were winning more often than we were losing. And Mr. President, are you aware that England tried that present system we have twice, and Australia tried it? Not Australia. South Africa tried it. It did not work, so that's why they went back to the old system. Now, my suggestion is, Mr. President, that the politicians would have to involve, because we have to introduce cricket at the school level, primary school level. So that's why I think the politicians have to get involved. Make it mandatory that from the time you're going to primary and secondary school, you play cricket. It should be on the school curriculum. Every school, I'm talking about.
Carla, I just want to say I couldn't agree with you anymore. You are absolutely right.
I think that's
No, he's just saying to you, Senval, you are correct. He's just telling you are correct.
Yes, sir. And then every primary school and secondary school should have a coach. And grounds to play cricket, well, I'm talking about Dominica, I don't know how it is in St. Vincent and the other islands. Every place where you have lands available, that every secondary school, primary school should have playing facilities. Or where you haven't got, maybe you communities that are close to each other, they could share grounds. And that is what I said. From age 5, we should start getting the young people involved in playing cricket, because there is money there's a livelihood, in playing cricket. I know a lot of our sportsmen gravitate towards basketball and football, but how many of them have made it to the top level as compared to the numbers that have made it to the level in test cricket? So I think that is the way we have to go. The politicians make it mandatory. You have nothing that you're going to secondary school, you're going to primary school, you don't like cricket, you don't want to play cricket. Make it mandatory that it is introduced as part of the school curriculum. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, there's a caller who wants a question answered. He's saying, ask the question, what happens to players after test series? What analysis is done to improve players? You care to answer that?
Of course. And this is where the system that's where it has deficiencies, right? We have a franchise system that we established around 2014 thereabout, and it is not working. It is simply not working as it should. And there needs to be a hard decision on where we go with the franchise system, because you can't be spending over $4 million a year on a system and it is not producing the desired outcomes that are necessary for the cricket. The gap between international cricket and our franchise system or first class system is just simply too wide. And you're spending this money. So we now have to make a decision, because I mean the VP is a perfect example. In Trinidad and Tobago, I mean, he hosts probably the most cricket in the region across both male and female, right? But there's that gap under still, despite he hosting these national tournaments for club cricket and so on, under 13 and all that, because you don't have these structured schools cricket, right? And Trinidad is one of the places which still has, you know, a semblance of some school cricket. But because you don't have it as it used to be back then by the time the players reach up to club level, and so it's almost too late. Much as when they reach the regional level, it is too late. So our franchise system, where ideally you want players when they go international cricket, if they lose form, then they could come back down to that franchise cricket, you know, do whatever work they need to do, remedial work, and then get back in form. We cannot rely on the franchise system for that. And again, it comes back to a point that Sibo started to make a while ago, where I asked him about the coaches, right? Because one of the great deficiencies in our system is that we lack, you know, very competent coaches. And we have a lot of qualified coaches, but they don't have the practical experience. There are people with level 3 coaching certificate, but they lack the practical experience. And so, you know, it's one thing you could tell a man, well, boy, you know, you're bowling off, but then you can't tell them how to correct the issue, how to get back in form. Same for the batters. Then you have the issue of infrastructure, where you want guys to go and bat long in international cricket, but the guys don't get to bat longer than 30 minutes when they're practicing at the franchise level. So how can you practice for 30 minutes, then you come in a test match and bat for 2-3 hours? It is not going to work. When India is training, these guys have sling bowlers in the net. For one, they have probably 15-20 strips prepared for them to bat on. Then they have 50 bowlers line up just bowling at them for hours upon hours upon hours. That is what we are competing against, my friends.
Yeah.
Right?
We have a caller there. Hold on, Prezi. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. How are you doing?
Good evening. Okay.
Yes, I want to ask Sal. I know you're talking about data. You had a vice captain who went to Pakistan. Well, after he took, I think, 10 wickets from there, he said he hung in his boots. He came back to the Caribbean. And I would like to know whether the data showed that he should have been the vice captain. No, he became vice captain and they sat him down. So it means that the data doesn't work. So you're saying that he's not capable to be a vice captain.
Okay, caller.
Yeah. Dr. Shallow and Mr. Basaraf, I commend you all highly for participating in the Sports Rap program and interacting with the public. There are two areas that I want you to consider, because time is of essence. You may not be able to react to it right away. But the program for capacity building, be technical and mental. I recall some time ago when West Indies was going for a rough time, we brought in Dr. Ruby Webster to assist the players in their mental development. So I would like to know what programs you have in place to deal with the mental capacity of our players and the technical capacity of the players. The second area that I want you to consider, you may not be able to reply tonight, what programs that we have in place for the retention of our players. We spend money, we expose players, and then players just try to walk away, like Poran. What socialization, what programming programs, what mental positioning programs we have to retain players after we've exposed them to play for the West Indies team.
Yeah. VP, you want to go first?
Go ahead, President. I think you should have the last say.
Okay. Yeah. With regards to retaining the players, listen, we play our players well, right? We play them well. I mean, for Test cricket, the players get $10,000 per match, right? And this is in addition to obviously the retainers that they receive monthly. Even in regional cricket, the guys get $2,000 per first class game. So it is not that we don't pay our players well. Anyway, in our Caribbean, those rates remuneration are extremely competitive, and you will find probably in the top category. So what we need from our players is now that sense of patriotism, right? And listen, I understand with the players, it is extremely attractive to go and play a few T20 games and make the kind of money that they make. So yes, you want to tell them, stay committed. Remember, West Indies cricketers who invested in you in your early stages, but at the same time, you're going to lose some. So that is the reality ahead of us, and we're not the only ones who face that issue. The others, barring Australia, India, and England to a less extent, who could pay off or pay our contracts after contracts so they could stay and play. We are not in that luxurious, privileged position just yet, right? In terms of talent and so on, what was the first question?
A program of capacity building, be it technical or mental.
Yeah, right. Mental is critical. I think it's an area. So we have someone with the women's team, with the A team. We have with the emerging team, the academy team. We have someone as well. With the men's team is a little tricky. We have tried at least 2 different persons in the past, and they were just with the team, but the players weren't engaging them. Because just imagine you have senior players, age 25, 30, and so on, never uses sex sport in their life, and all of a sudden they think. So it's a little bit of a challenge and sensitive area that players, we believe that if you introduce this to players at a much earlier age, by the time they get to the professional level, they will feel a bit more, open towards this sort of support. And I think that is the issue. But it is absolutely necessary in this very competitive charge environment. So
Okay,
we yeah.
Before you, Mr. Because we're coming to the end now. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah.
I called already. I won't be long. But I am happy Mr. Landa commended both Mr. Shallow and the deputy for coming on board, because not very often you find the chief executive come on board, and I'm happy that they came. And Sibo, I have to commend you highly for bringing them on board. And you know something? I mean, I'm pathetic. When I say I'm very, I love cricket. But I mean, looking at it on the other way too, Mr. Shallow just said something which is very true. I believe the guys need to be more patriotic. They need to be more committed also. But I want to thank you a lot for coming on the program, you and your deputy, to give us the insight, because people were really, really, really sad and in a situation that some people almost got heart attack in the way the West Indies playing. I hope the other 3 matches in St. Kitts, they can come good and make us happy. Thank you.
Mr. President and Vice President, before we leave, I want
Sibyl,
to go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Go on. No, I just want to say one more thing before we leave. So I'll let you go first.
After I say that, then you took on weather. Dominica, as you know, there's no other country in the Caribbean where people love cricket more than Dominica. We see matches all over the place where the grounds are empty. In fact, in Barbados, even though not for the Australians, the ground would have been empty. Similarly in Grenada. In about 2 years now, we have been getting regional cricket in Dominica. When are you guys going to give us some cricket in Dominica? Please, gentlemen.
Yeah, I can't remember offhand, but I think Dominica's scheduled for cricket either later this year or next year for sure, right? I mean, I love the atmosphere in Dominica is electric, comparable to the best of the best in the Caribbean when it comes to, because Dominicans, we know, love cricket, and we can hear the passion in every one of the callers. We understand it. But I would say this lastly, Sibo.
Yeah.
We are all extremely hurt by the performance in the last innings of that test match. Right up until that very last innings, we all thought that we could have gone on and won that game, right? And so it makes it even more painful that the bowlers set up the game so nicely to defeat Australia, what would have been a remarkable victory, not only for West Indies cricket, but for Test cricket. And so it is almost like carrying us all the way high up in the sky and then just dropping us back. That is how I felt personally. I know the VP shared the same pain, right? But I would say that performance is certainly not a reflection of the true talent that we have, right? It is also not a reflection of the selection system. That is just one of those very freak situations that I hope I will never see us experience again. I mean, the players can't explain it, right? The coaching staff was just as stunned as all of us. And we know that that is unacceptable and there's simply no excuse for that. But we are not going to blame that on just this because we know the guys, regardless of who you pick for that match, 27, oh gosh, you can't accept 27. We must be able to do better than that. So we understand that, but I would say the bigger picture here is that our entire system needs to evolve, right? We are not anywhere close to where we should be as an international team, much as a team that has enjoyed so much success in the 70s and the 80s. But we have taken way too long, decades before we really accept what the real issues in our cricket is. For a young boy in Dominica, let's say Stefan Pascal is there in Dominica, right? Does he have the I know there's a nice facility in Portsmouth, right? The indoor facility there. But does he have to travel to Portsmouth every time if he wants to get batting practice? What about the other young college student who want to play cricket that finishes work, right? Just imagine that you have an indoor facility there. The other countries, barring Trinidad and Guyana, and I'm sorry, not Guyana, and Barbados, Trinidad and Barbados, they don't have indoor facility.
That's
right?
true.
You can't even get a proper pitch prepared to bat on. You can't get bowlers sometimes to bowl after you. These are the issues that if we don't fix them, if we don't introduce school cricket like one of the callers said, and get people playing cricket regularly, competing from early, it is going to be a challenge and we are not going to get better. What we are performing now on is mere talent, just bare raw talent and some system that we have put in place at the regional level. Nationally, barring absolutely no country, we need to improve the cricket system and structure across the entire Caribbean.
Okay,
Cricket West Indies we are very committed to doing that. Sibo, I will come again and I promise you next week. I will try and come next week.
President and Vice President, maybe next week we need to do that again. 2 hours. Because we need people, all the lights are going and we have to end up
the people will come and open the button again and I will come and close off the inning.
Let's do that again next week because probably we'll start earlier because the people want to hear you guys. So let's say now. Go ahead, Vice President.
Not only to discuss that 27, but also what I would like your program to do is that if whether it is an hour, 1.5, 2 hours, if we can discuss, let me hear from the public what they feel that we should do to improve cricket in the Caribbean, and not only at the international level, but from the club level, from primary school. One of your speakers would have mentioned start the cricket from the primary school level. All of that at the regional level, club level, or at all levels. Let us have a discussion how we should move cricket in the Caribbean.
Okay, well, let's decide now. Can we do that next week? Because plenty of people call it. Okay, what we could do, both of you guys, we can say start 6:30 next week, so we have an hour and a half. Next week, Thursday, 6:30. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. President.
See, but what I want is to reassure the people of Dominica is that you have some incredible talented players there. The likes of Kevin, the likes of Alec, exceptional talent. Young
we have a senior Fountain.
I was starting at age come down, so I was going next to young Fountain who's scoring centuries at the regional level. So tremendous talent, but we need to support our players to perform as well, and train hard. Don't give up. Trust me, once they keep performing, they're going to get opportunities.
Because we need to discuss the franchise system, as we just mentioned. Because as you know, I always had a problem with that. In fact, the system of training, and it's something we need to spend time on, so we can discuss that next week. We can also discuss, I saw CARICOM had a meeting this week. I think they wrote to you all. We can discuss all these things and really have a nice hour and a half next week. So I want to say thank you tonight. So next week, Thursday, we'll be back at 8:30. By the way, Mr. President, 6:30. Be careful next week in St. Vincent with your boy there. Be careful next week. I know you have this.
you coming over to Sibo? Are you coming over?
I ain't coming. But I know you have this big fee coming. So I just want to say good night. So next week, Thursday, we'll be at 6:30. Next week, Thursday. Okay?
All right. Thanks, gents.
Thank you.
Always a
Thank you.
pleasure.
Thank you, no problem. So, good night, everybody. There's another program coming on. So, on behalf of Ronald and the lobby, I want to say good night to everybody. We'll be back next week Thursday. Good night.
When you want the best, you do shop at SCN. Better than the rest, go shop at SCN. And the husband wife say shop at SCN. You get more for what they say, shop at SCN. Shop at SCN, yeah, shop at SCN. Shop at SCN, what they say, shop at SCN. SCN's family, customer friendly, with free locations, it's so convenient, and our prices that's where you belong. So tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at SCN. Tell your son and your daughter, shop at SCN. Auntie, nene, and cousin, friend, open power, all of them. My grandpa, open neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side. What? Shop at SCN. Shop at SCN. Shop at SCN. Shop at SCN. Check us out at Pottersville, High Street, and downtown Rose. The New India Insurance Company has reopened its doors in Portsmouth, offering the same great services you get in Roseau. Motor vehicle insurance, home and business owners, fire and related perils, public liability, and so much more. Come, visit us today for insurance with a personal touch on Bay Street, Portsmouth, or call us at 445-4023. We are ready to serve you.
Or you, where in Roseau, Kimashadis, you can just walk in and order all your chicken parts, wholesale, and even enjoy retail. It's at AC Shillingford, all chicken parts available that you can afford. Fresh breast, and you know breast is best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drumsticks, even swinging stars just order drumsticks from Shillingford. And for those of you who love Risapul, AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford. From wings to thighs to drums to breasts to backs to necks, it's available. It's always available and it's affordable. Plus, you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken,